Welcome back to Southern Oregon Safaris.
We're Buffalo Rome.
I'm Hayden.
And I'm Jerry.
Well, in this episode, we are going to see a really cool cat. It's different than the other cat we saw. This is going to be an African Caracal. Really unique animal. I think you'll really dig it.
Okay. Well, we'll be right back and we'll visit the African Caracal.
We'll see you soon.
Welcome back. Hayden is going to go bravely enter the cage with this great big cat. What kind of cat was it?
An African Caracal.
African Caracal.
Yeah,
okay,
they're really cool.
He resembles a cougar.
You know, it looks like a mountain lion had a date night with a bobcat, kind of, you know?
Okay.
They kind of got the ears of a bobcat, but the body looks more like mountain lion.
No.
Yeah, it looks like they had like some kind of wild night at the bar.
Well, take us inside and give us a
We're
tour
gonna go
of
take
your
a look.
little kitty.
Let's go check him out.
Okay, take it away, Hayden. This is quite a cage here.
Yeah, so we're inside the cage with KHUFU, and KHUFU, again, is an African Caracal. And an African Caracal, like I said, looks kind of like a mountain lion mixed with a bobcat, but these are from Africa, and they're like a savanna cat, almost like the African serval. These guys are a mid-sized cat, anywhere from about 25 to 45 pounds usually, but they're still a pretty powerful animal for their size. They can really open a can of whoop butt on you if they really got upset. KHUFU's an old man. He's about 13 to 14 years old. He's starting to get a little arthritic. He's got some lumps or some we call fatty tumors. That's from old age, just like your house cat would get. Right now he's fixated on the house cat behind me. He sees the house cat. That's what he's fixated on right now. And again, we are in his cage, so we always want to treat him with respect. This is his territory. I don't just force myself on him. I wait till he wants to come to me. And usually he's very friendly. Sometimes he'll be a little crabby like the bobcat we saw, or the lynx, Siberian or Eurasian lynx. She was a little spicy mood when we saw her. He's a little more laid back usually because he's older. He's not as young and spunky. But this cat actually lived in my house for a little while with my daughter when he was young. But that doesn't last long. You know, once they get to adult age and sexual maturity, the animal changes dramatically. Their personality changes dramatically. And he becomes more like he doesn't want to be in the house. He wants to be outside in his own environment. And they are less social as they get older. People think this is a social cat. They can socialize, but they prefer a lot of times to be by themselves. Just like your house cat. Sometimes your house cat says, hey, I want attention. You give that cat attention. Sometimes your house cat says, stay the heck away from me. And you just kind of know when the time is. It's basically on their terms usually.
Typical.
So these cats are, one of the highest jumpers of all cats.
Oh.
And the reason is they got first of all, they got these almost like rabbit back legs. So they got this really muscular rear end and these long legs that fold up like a rabbit. And so that gives them the ability to jump up at really high off the ground. And the reason they're designed like that, nature designs them like that, is because their primary diet is birds. Not just any birds, but like mostly guinea fowl, birds like pheasants. Like guinea, if you don't know what a guinea fowl is, it's like an African savanna pheasant or a turkey. It looks like a giant oversized quail basically. They're the size of a chicken, but they look like a quail. And so their primary diet is guinea fowl. And what they do is they do like we do when we hunt, say, birds or fowl. We usually have a bird dog with us, and the dog flushes the birds out of the tall grasses. And so what this cat does is he flushes the birds out of the grasses. Once the birds get airborne and lift off the ground, he waits till they're about 5 to 15 feet off the ground. And he launches up behind them, he snatches them out of the air, and he devours them and eats them. He takes them where he wants and eats them. And so that's why they're designed to have such springy back legs and be able to jump so high. And they're one of the highest jumpers of all the cats. They're really athletic. So this guy's a little slow, a little laid back at his age. But he's in his youth, when he was younger, boy, this guy could spring and launch 20 feet in the air, no problem. I mean,
I was wondering how high they could jump.
Oh yeah,
Whoa.
It's amazing how much hang time and air time they can get. So really cool. The other thing that's unique about this cat is the striking I call it makeup, I guess, or just the designs in the fur and the way the coloration around the face is. If you look at them, first of all, you see these ears. They got these long tufts like a lynx or a Eurasian lynx or a bobcat. But these tufts, obviously we don't really know exactly why they have these tufts. We can only speculate. Scientists say that it's for camouflage, which kind of makes sense, that if they're in the tall grasses, the other animals won't see them as much because those hairs blow in the wind like the tops of like wheatgrass or grasses or foxtails, and it kind of moves in the wind. So it's a good camouflage thing. The other people come to the conclusion that this type of ear tufting like we find on the lynx and the bobcats is there because they say that scientists think that these hairs somehow pick up vibrations of small rodents that burrow in the ground below them, and where you really wouldn't be able to hear it as well because it's underground, these hairs pick up maybe some vibrations. That's the other scientific speculation that's been out there for many years in the scientific world. But the problem with that is these guys are not as much rodent or underground hunters. They're more of a bird hunter. So kind of it's a toss-up. You have to decide for yourself which one you think makes the most sense. But also the other cool thing is the coloring around the ears and the eyes. Now, if you go to Egypt and you look at Egyptian history and you read the books and see their hieroglyphs and their petroglyphs, or the hieroglyphs that they have, these paintings of the wall, how the women and the men painted around their eyes and stuff, it's very similar to these cats, like the serval and the caracal. If you look at the makeup or the way they painted their face, even the cheetah, they have the eye painting and all that with the lines that come down. Well, these cats have that, so it's really interesting because these were also back in the Egyptian times. A lot of the pharaohs or people of power and money kept these animals along with cheetahs in their homes as pets. And so they can be made into a pet, but it's still a sketchy thing. You really don't want this animal in your house as a pet. But back then, they didn't have something called liability and attorneys, and so you didn't have to worry about being sued for your house guests being devoured or chewed up by your killer cat in your house. But again, if you go to Egypt, you'll see the same markings in a lot of the artwork and the hieroglyphs in the Egyptian, in the pharaoh's tombs and stuff. You see it on their sarcophagus or their coffins that they had, the gold and all that, but the eyes and all that are done so similar to the markings on this cat's face. So that's just a really cool thing about these guys.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, fascinating stuff, isn't it? But yeah, they're really a remarkable cat, and you won't really see too many of these guys in the wild because they're very elusive. They don't come out very much during the daytime. They stay pretty much hidden most of the time. So you don't see them a lot. They don't just roam around. And because they're a smaller cat, they're, they have to stay hidden because everything else would eat them. I mean, even though that they can defend themselves against a lot of animals, a lion or a hyena or any of those types of animals he would be in big trouble if he got caught on the ground with those guys out. So he has to be very careful in the wild. And these guys also range even through into the desert, into the Saharas and stuff. You'll see these guys. So kind of almost like a deserty cat too as well. So anyway, that's that. That is an African caracal. This is KHUFU. Also the name KHUFU, people go, why is he named KHUFU? It's such a strange name. Well, there was King KHUFU. King KHUFU was a pharaoh that commissioned the Great Pyramid of Giza. At least that's what we're told in history. And so that's where he got his name from, because we thought, what more fitting name for an animal like this to give him the name of a pharaoh that built the Great Pyramid of Giza. So that's where King KHUFU comes from, KHUFU the caracal. So there we have it.
Thank you, Hayden.
That's an African caracal. I thought he'd come up to me and say hi, but I'm not going to push myself on him, and it's kind of on his terms.
Well, thank you for some very insightful information. I never knew these things were inspiring Egyptian hieroglyphics, Egyptian history.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's amazing where different cultures get their ideas from to adapt or adopt.
And I'm sure that if we look probably in today's society with the women that wear makeup, a lot of, you'll see some women make their eyelashes bigger and they try to make them paint them on with mascara and stuff. And so I'm sure that a lot of that is based off of nature, with birds and animals that have bluish eyelids and all that. You got monkeys that have bluish eyelids, and that's I'm sure a lot of that comes from that culture comes from nature, basically nature's animals and how nature looks.
That's
just
really
mimicking nature.
Mimicking nature. Well, a lot of information. Thank you for showing us.
My pleasure. It's great having everybody. It's great having you again, Jerry.
It's nice. I always enjoy coming over because I'm such an animal lover, and I like hanging out with you. It's just like you're neat. You're a neat, fascinating person.
And so are you. but I tell you, it's like you go off of what you learn in life, and because the animals have been my whole life, I just absorb everything animal. So it's just. And again, as I tell people, I don't always know everything. I try my best to give you the exact or accurate information. And if I'm wrong, please stand and correct me. I'm willing to take a correction any day, but those are the facts that I have, and it's always changing. Like they say, science is settled, it's never settled. Yeah. And every time I read something in literature, it seems like every 5 years, everything changes on me. I'll tell somebody that this is what I understand about this animal, and then all of a sudden there's a new study out and says, that's wrong. So we do our best. We want to give you proper information. We're going to do our best to do that.
Well, I'm Jerry.
I'm Hayden.
This is Southern Oregon Safari.
And we're the Buffalo Roam.
And we're creating more content for you guys. So stay tuned, subscribe, click that bell icon. That will alert you to new videos as we do upload them. Please leave a comment, ask us some questions.
Give us a thumbs up, please.
Yeah.
Like our channel.
And stay tuned for more. And see what we did in first season. If you're new to the channel, we've got a lot of content there for season 1.
Looking forward to it.
We'll see you guys later.
Take care.